Now I have to see what the deal is for the 4 people, because somebody said they're getting 7 people back. So essentially they get 150 billion plus 7, and we get 4. Doesn't sound too good.
If only it were that easy. Welcome back. Malzberg panel time. Hank Sheinkopf, president of Sheinkopf Communications, Democratic political consultant and Newsmax contributor. And Tom Borelli, contributor with Conservative Review. All right, gentlemen, and why don't we start with the Democrat on the panel, Hank. If only it were that easy, because as we found out in our interview with the chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, Congressman McCall, Obama apparently is punishing the Jews in a way here by letting 14 Interpol, people wanted by Interpol, having Interpol drop those the pursuit of these 14, and included in the 14 are some allegedly responsible for the 1994 Jewish center bombing in Argentina, killed 85 people and injured hundreds. This is Obama's little gratuitous shot, I guess, at Jews, or what?
This is his gratuitous shot at Bibi Netanyahu on the way out the door. But worse, this is a bad deal for America. It reduces our ability to be the moral force throughout the world. Here's an example of doing business with dictators and lunatics, and it will bear us no good.
What about it, Tom?
I totally agree. But above that, President Obama is making Donald Trump look better and better every day. Trump wrote Art of the Deal, and Obama is Art of the Horrible Deal. Again, will we trade Bergdahl for people out of Gitmo? More terrorists on the street, more terrorists involved. This is just a bad deal for the world.
This guy doesn't understand the basic rule of international relations, enunciated by Harry Truman, not by the Republicans who came afterwards. It was Harry Truman. You have to contain lunatics. You can't let them run on the streets and make trouble. Harry Truman understood the Mediterranean, hence the Truman Doctrine for Greece and Turkey. Obama's violated that very idea in the Middle East and in the Mediterranean basin, and we're going to pay for it. Europe is paying for it now. We will later. Rest assured.
It's funny when you say Europe is paying for it. If you're talking about the sex attacks on New Year's Eve in Germany, for instance, and there's some other countries that are also going through some of those similar situations, we now have one of the attackers, immigrants, refugee immigrants to Germany, who allegedly was involved in these attacks on women on New Year's Eve. German women said German girls are there just for sex. It's what one of the attackers allegedly told the woman as he groped her. Hank, this has come back to haunt Angela Merkel and haunt her big time.
Yeah, look, it's great. Obama gave Angela Merkel control over the entire European economy. She's done a reasonably good job and a reasonably bad job at the same time. And while she's been away doing Obama's business and the business of the United States, guess what? Her country's been invaded by people who do not wish it well. How is this to end? The European community won't take a stand. Why? They'd rather attack Israel gratuitously with the support of the United States, support by not doing anything about it, and the end result will be disaster in Europe. Rest assured, this is just beginning.
And Tom, just beginning in Europe, but it only stands to reason that the same thing, if allowed to, will follow and fester in the United States.
Again, Obama's making Trump look good. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Merkel and the rest of some of the other European countries, they're doing a horrible experiment on the people. What happens when you drop cavemen from the 12th century in civilized society? We're finding out.
All right, I want you to see this tweet that the Hillary Clinton campaign put out yesterday during the debate, I believe it was. Hillary, there should be no bank too big to fail and no individual too big to jail. Very quickly, Hank, that backfired on Twitter. People started saying, does that include Hillary Clinton? Do they do that with a straight face?
First rule of politics is never say anything that can ever be less than incontrovertible, and that violates the basic rule of strategic communications. That being said, it ain't good. It's not been a good couple of weeks for her because a lot of these things, these missteps are catching up.
Tom?
She lives in a bubble. She's out of touch. And the biggest Google search last night was, will Hillary Clinton be prosecuted? What doesn't she understand about social media? She can't escape it.
All right, guys, we'll have much more with the panel. Hank and Tom are coming back right here on the Steve Malzberg Show, only on Newsmax Television, so don't go away.
I mean this seriously, you know that. We've been through this. Yes, his behavior was deplorable. Have I ever once said a word about that issue? No, I have not. I'm going to debate Secretary Clinton and Governor Malley on the issues facing the American people, not Bill Clinton's personal behavior.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Larry David at the, oh, I'm sorry, that was Bernie Sanders at the debate last night. Yeah, they had a debate last night, but don't tell anybody because the Democratic National Committee doesn't want anybody to know about it. Hank Sheinkopf and Tom Borelli are back with me here on the Malzberg panel. So, Hank,
Yes, sir.
at this debate, in that particular instance, there was a question from Andrew Mitchell about Bill Clinton and his past indiscretions and worse. I mean, it wasn't only indiscretions he's accused of. But here again, to me, he has pulled even with Hillary, Bernie Sanders. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's getting bad advice, and you probably will disagree with me, but if he really wanted to win this, he wouldn't say, I don't care about your damn emails. He would make an issue of her handling classified information. If they're talking about Bill Clinton, he would make an issue about her and the women that she trashed and running now as the champion of women. Why does he leave all these things alone when he could? I think that could put him over the top.
I think you're exactly wrong. Strategically, he's better off allowing everybody to remember them by saying, it's really your problem, not ours. Because then it becomes their problem, which everybody pays attention to. Is there enough stuff to run against the Clintons on? You bet. Is it germane to this election? Absolutely not. What is germane is that people hate Washington, hate Wall Street, and probably hate the establishment, which is why Trump is doing well on one side, why Cruz is doing well on the other side in the same party, why Sanders is doing better than we thought. Why? People hate the elites in this country, and they're responding appropriately.
Right, but Tom, it is germane to this election because Hillary is running as the champion of women. Well, that's who she is running as.
Right. No, in addition to that, really, character matters. And Hillary Clinton's been married to Bill Clinton for how long? He's been a sexual predator, never really being held accountable. But what's really exciting now is social media is coming out. In the old days, you only had 3 networks and you couldn't get information out. Now there's social media, there's Twitter, there's alternative communications, and all this information is now coming out. And Bill Clinton was challenged walking I think it was in New Hampshire.
CNN.
Hold on. Bill Clinton is not on the ballot list. I looked. He's not running for president. She is, and I have never heard of her being called a sexual predator. Absolutely wrong. If we blame people for the behaviors of this, that's my point. If we blame people for the behaviors of their spouses and children, who knows what will happen?
They're just a power couple. They only care about power and money.
But that's not the issue in the campaign.
We'll move on from this because I want to get to other things. But it's not just about Bill Clinton. It's that these women claim, in the case of Juanita Broderick, that Hillary threatened her. Right. The others claim that Hillary led the behind-the-scenes and in front-of-the-scenes effort to trash them. Yet she goes around saying people who are sexual victims of sexual assault should be heard, but she didn't want them to be heard.
Because someone makes a claim doesn't make it so. That is the difference between us and places where claims become real. Prove it.
All right.
But it's always the small people against the power structure.
All right.
That's a different issue.
Now, on the email issue, again, here's a media. We have a media that if it was Donald Trump, who was under FBI investigation for business dealings that he had, 5-6 years ago, that's all you would hear. Donald Trump is under FBI investigation, and they just widened the Hillary investigation. That's not talked about either. In fact, she's on Jimmy Fallon last night or the night before. Watch.
Describe yourself in 2 words.
Strong, focused.
Great.
Yeah.
Lastly, is there an email address we can reach you?
I had it.
Well, you can follow me on Snapchat.
Snapchat, absolutely, yeah. Our thanks to Hillary Clinton. Congratulations and good luck. Thank you so much.
It's so funny. Here's the thing. This was a mock job interview. If this was the latter part of the mock job interview, and he was asking her questions that you might face at a job interview, Hank. But, I mean, my God, she has no respect for what she's accused of doing and the investigation that's ongoing, and neither does the media.
The wonderful thing about the American system of justice is that people are innocent until proven otherwise. But I think there's a political issue involved here, which I'm certainly competent to talk about. People are tired of the Clintons. That's why Bernie Sanders is moving up. People are tired of the Bushes, and they're tired of what's going on in that party, the Republican Party, and that's why you see these candidates from the outside moving to the top. And these are just side issues that we're talking about, frankly.
What about it, Tom?
No, I agree that the tone and the content of the whole country is not only throw the bums out, but throw the establishment bums out. And that's really what's going on. But again, Steve, you mentioned the media. Yeah, they certainly have fallen asleep. But again, the biggest Google search last night is Hillary going to be prosecuted. That's the people speaking. That's nobody else.
This is the culture of gossip and entertainment that has come to dominate our politics. It's no wonder
It's
we
not
can't
gossip and entertainment.
It is gossip.
She's under
and
FBI investigation.
So are other people. Guess
Hey,
what?
What
Being
presidential
accused-
candidate has ever been under FBI investigation while they're running that you can recall? Name me one, Hank. Name me one.
You want to go back to the Palmer raids and what the Republicans did? I'm pretty good at American history and politics. Stop it. Being accused is different than being convicted.
Okay.
of
We'll find
something.
out
All right.
when those
Rumors are
documents are
different.
leaked.
We
When
will
we'll see,
find out.
we'll see
That's
when it
the
happens.
beauty.
In
That's the
meantime-
beauty.
In the meantime, it ain't happening.
Hank and Tom, gotta go. Great discussion. Give me 5 is next. Don't go away.